Hey there guys, Blizzard Peak here. Hope you're doing good. And welcome to Peak Geography Part 2. That's right, Part 2. We're just gonna dive into some stuff. I don't know, I'm winging it. But anyway, let's dive into some more geography related material. Check it out guys, we got Google Earth open and we are above the state of California here in the United States. And we got the satellite view, and as you can tell from here, California's got a lot of different climate zones. I mean, we got Mediterranean, we got desert, we got lots of different features. We got valleys, we got deserts, sand dunes, hills, mountains. Of course, we have the entire coastline along the Pacific Ocean. Or in Eastern California, you got the desert, and you got like national parks like Joshua Tree or Mojave National Preserve. That's not a national park though. You got Death Valley National Park. You got Sequoia National Forest, Sequoia National Park, Kings Canyon National Park, Yosemite National Park. If you go up here, you have Lassen. I thought Lassen was a national park. Maybe it's a national forest. Don't always get it right, but anyway, we've got lots of different geography and climate related zones. Let's go check something out. Let's start in the desert. Let's go to Death Valley. I guess we can go anywhere just to take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Didn't expect to see a school bus, but anyway, look at all that. Rocks, sand, dirt, a few dried shrubs. It is definitely the desert. Went to Joshua Tree once. It's been a long time. I've been to Joshua Tree. I've been to Death Valley once. But speaking of Joshua Tree, let's go look at that real quick. And I'm just winging this episode of Peak Geography 2, so bear with me. Joshua Tree, cool. Let's check out this photo, or we'll go over to wherever this person was. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of rocks. Climbed on some rocks myself when I was there. Dang it. Hang on. There we go, do not disturb is on. So that should hide the rest of the notifications. There's a Joshua Tree, but you can see some of them. Like there's one right there. We'll try to get a better photo of one though. Here's a few different pictures of Joshua trees. Pretty cool. Let's look at some other places though, like Yosemite. Sure, we'll check out this photo by whoever. Look at the waterfall, that's cool. Oh, sun's right behind us. That's alright, let's get another one though, hang on. I'm trying to get us a view of some. There we go. No. Sorry. got the river down there. We got different types of pine trees and some other tree types too. We got lots of granite. I think granite's one of the main rocks in the Sierra Nevada region. But we can look that up real quick too. So, did a little bit of Googling just so I could get official names, some of the different types of pine trees. We'll go with pine for now. Pine trees in Yosemite National Park, which is a big area, but would include giant sequoias, Jeffrey pines, and lodgepole pine trees. I heard of the other two before, but not lodgepole. Looking at the photos, I've seen them before, but didn't know the name. But yeah, so giant sequoia, Jeffrey pine, and lodgepole pine trees are some of the different types of pine trees in Yosemite National Park. And now I will show some photos of each of those types. So those are 3 different types of pine trees, as you saw right there. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about maps, since I guess I've been showing Google Earth. Let's talk about, let's talk about cartography. Why not? That's part of geography, kind of. So you saw the definition right there, pretty much, which is pretty much map design, creating maps and stuff like that. Nothing, which is cool and all. I took a cartography class intro to cartography when I was at Sacramento. And yeah, maps are cool. I got a whole wall of them behind me. I guess I can show those real quick. I've probably showed them before, but we got a bunch of different maps over here. We got a world map. We got another world map. Map of Australia. Map of Africa. Map of kind of like Central America. Or parts of it. Antarctica. Oh, down here, it's like falling. And we have a 3D map. It's got like terrain and everything on it of Santa Ana County. Actually, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it's Santa Ana County itself. No. No, it's Riverside County. I'm not sure if it's all. I don't think it's. What is the definition for this map? I don't know. I think it's just supposed to be a section of Southern California. It calls it Santa Ana on the top, but Santa Ana itself is just over here. And lots of this is in Riverside County, because I know, because my city is on this map. But yeah, I mean, it's like 3-dimensional, as you can see if we get down low. You got terrain, which is cool, no? You got the mountains, you got Palm Springs, San Jacinto Mountains, You got Riverside, Santa Ana, Anaheim. LA would be further over here. San Diego would be further south. You got Oceanside there though. But yeah, lots of cool maps. Little map of Wisconsin. Possibly all the counties too. I'm not sure if that's what the lines are designed into. They got a little legend down in the left corner. State capitals, county seats, canals. Interesting. Yeah, do we have a legend on here? Kind of. We got a legend on the bottom. Contour interval 200 feet. And you guys know what contour lines are? Do they even have them on here? What are they measuring them in though? They're claiming they're 200 feet each. I don't know. I'll show you contour lines on a much easier way to look. Here's a good example of contour lines. You ever see something like this? It's supposed to show like elevation. We can see like the peak. It looks like they used a little triangle. Is at 325. And then as we can see, the first line way on the outside is at 0. So there's our sea level or base of the map. And then the first line's at 50, then the next is at 100. So it looks like each contour line is the space in between is an interval of 50 feet. Pretty cool. Let's say you want to draw contour lines or a map yourself. You could draw something very simple like we just saw there. You could have your outside shape at like 0 or whatever you wanted. Then you could have your inner level. Let's say, oh man, that was horrible. At 10, and then here at 20, and then maybe you got your top area like the other person did at 30 feet. I don't know. Well, let's say you want to make a map of anything. Let's just pretend this is the outside of the map. These are very crude, by the way. And I don't even know what to make a map of. Right, here's a tree. And here is you are here. And let's say that's the opposite side of the park. No, I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. Let's say this is the park, and you want to get to the park, but you're here. We'll say that That's a road. There's another road. There we go. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're just gonna play along. There's just a super basic map. So then you'd be like, all right, we are here at this marker, so I gotta go so like I gotta go north, then I gotta cut right on whatever, cut right on this street, then head up this street to get to the park. There, we made a very simple map. Then you could put a legend down in here if you need to like make symbols, or if you need scale. There's no like scale to this map at all though, at all. You got like a north symbol that way. But yeah, I don't even know what this entire segment here had anything to do. It was mostly the contour lines and then just drawing a very crude map. Yeah, on to the next segment. Actually, I guess we can utilize this in how good are some maps and how bad are others. Is this map effective at giving you an idea where the park is relative to your position? And maybe you kind of look down at this and be like, what is this? It was supposed to be like a legend, but then I couldn't think of what to put there. Oh, I know what I could put. There we go, I made a couple modifications. We had a small legend down here showing roads and a path. There's the park, there's the current location. Kind of like, how well would that be at conveying you where to go? You got the compass here, so you're like, all right, we need to go north. We need to head up this street, then right and left. The streets aren't labeled, so then you'd be like, I don't know what street names these are, so I don't know which street this park is on. So that would be bad. So yeah, you would want to ideally add more detail, which I guess we could do. We could be all like, we'll call this First Street, Second Street, A Street, and B. So you got 2nd Street, 1st Street, A Street, and B Street, minus my crappy handwriting. You're trying to find the park, you could be like, all right, so the park, if this way's north, is north of us, so we need to go north, then we need to make a right on 1st Street, then we need to make a left on B Street, and we will then get to the park, which is on the other side of 2nd. So if you had something crude like this, it would still at least convey the message. But let's go look at some examples of maps online. Now, that was a couple different maps we first saw of populations in the United States. So you can see one of them uses like the shapes and used a bar graph saying the population is over this amount or in this range, and the other one used a much more like abstract thing with like bigger square sizes for population amounts, a different way of taking on it. And that map of Antarctica, I just thought it was funny. Someone created a map, and it is technically accurate. There's no railroad lines or stations in Antarctica, but just making a map to say there aren't any, I thought it was kind of funny. I found that on Terrible Maps on Reddit, which is like a subreddit where people post different types of crazy maps and stuff. Here's a few interesting geography quirks or facts. Number 1, Alaska is both the westernmost and the easternmost state. Let's look why. So as you can see, technically, since some of the Aleutian Islands ran the tip of like Alaska's tail, or whatever you like to call it, technically cross over the 180th meridian. So the state of Alaska is both the westernmost and easternmost state in the country. Here's another one. The city of Reno, Nevada is further west than the cities of Los Angeles and San Diego, California, which are right on the ocean. Let's look at a map. And as you can see on the map, there's Reno, Nevada. And if we were to go south, it is further west than LA and San Diego. Yep. Sometimes it's trippy to think about, but it is. Mount Thor in Canada has one of the highest vertical drops in the world. And according to estimates, it would take you approximately 26 seconds to hit anything if you were to jump off. Or hopefully no one does that though, or falls off. Or if you were to throw something off that was fairly dense too, not like a leaf or paper airplane that would have air resistance. But still, imagine falling for over 25 seconds. That'd be crazy. Anyway, these were some different random geography facts, a few things on cartography, a couple random snippets about pine trees and the desert. Anyway, thanks for watching Peak Geography 2. I know it was all over the place. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, and God bless.